So I want to thank everybody, and this session of the Budget and Finance Committee's budget hearings are off, and I want to welcome one of our favorite and frequent guests here, our Director Jim Harbison. If he would actually, if you didn't mind, just come up here and talk to us for a few minutes about MDHA. I appreciate so much his being here. I think it's important to have everybody in Metro government appear in this budget process. And in the CIB, there are quite a few items. And again, just, sure, thank you. Let me turn this on right here. Thank you, Mr. Harbison.
Document he's seeing. Yeah, I'm not getting no money this year.
And though MDHA is not in the operating budget, it is in the CIB with several important items. And it's, again, always a pleasure to have Director Harbison here. And with that, if he would lead us in our discussion.
Well, thank you. We submitted a $19,140,000 CIB request, which we crafted roughly a year ago with Metro. As we did the the Choice Neighborhood Implementation Grant submission to HUD, which ran about a 9-year program to try to have an integrated approach to a long-term sourcing and ask under the CIB. It's largely focused on Casey. Of the $19,140,000, there's really 3 large groups. Casey projects that will start between July 2017 and June 18 that are funded, have loans underway for their capital improvements. Those are largely associated with the water and sewer deconfliction that Metro Water has placed on us, and we're asking for help in funding that for Casey. We have other projects that would start later in the year that are in underwriting, but we can't tell you. I know that we would probably get some detailed questions on how we're going to finance. They're in underwriting, so there's a couple of lanes they could go. They could be a LIHTC, low-income housing tax credit. They could be a HUD-insured loan. And then we had the other category was projects that are funded underway but not at Casey. That would include Cheatham Place on Rosa Parks. I just left THDA meeting earlier this afternoon where their board voted for a 1-year extension on our low-income housing tax credit. It's about a $10 million award on a 9% credit. And then on Bordeaux, where we're working closely with the community, Mr. Leonardo, to build not, the community doesn't desire low-income housing, they desire housing, but there's significant infrastructure work to be done there, and we have some federal funds that require a match. So those are the broad categories. We had some smaller categories that are really smaller amounts. We have $250,000 required match to the Choice Neighborhood Planning Grant for the planning underway at Sudicum and Napier. And we had $750,000 for additional envision planning at Edge Hill and Cumberland View, as well as we're the owners of the Frist, and this was the only part that was new in the CIB this year. Everything else we had was a continuation of our request last year. And we had been approached by the Frist, as we're the owners, to assist them with their capital needs. They have aluminum window coverings that are literally almost falling off. I reviewed their master plan, and we'd asked for funds to assist in that. So those are our broad categories. I'd just like to finish with the thanks that I owe Metro. In the last 2 years, MDHA receives no funds generally from Metro. And in the last 2 years, 2 years ago, we got $4 million. Last year, we got $7 million. On June, I believe it's the 14th, we'll cut the ribbon on the first new subsidized subsidy from HUD in 35 years at Casey Place, and $2 million of your money's in that building. So there's a lot of federal money too. There's THDA money, but we couldn't have done it without you, so we appreciate that. And I would submit that it was an advantage to the community recently and previous, and it's a little tragic to mention it, but the fact that our police chief now can release camera footage of Casey, we couldn't have done 2 years ago. So those are funds that you've provided us that we think we've wisely spent to provide full camera coverage at Casey. We're proceeding with that camera coverage at our other sites that we think is an advantage to the community. So we thank you for the previous money. We note that thus far in the spending plan, we're not included. That's regrettable, but we look forward to working with you. Hopefully, there'll be supplementals or something that we can make these, some of these requests we have in the budget become a reality.
Thank you, Director. Councilman Davis.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Mr. Harbison, for being here. These are loud. Wow, new microphones. Appreciate you. I know we're trying to get to schools and everything else we have. Just wanted to ask a couple things. First, thanks for all the work on Casey. Just being here representing East Nashville, wanted to thank you. We've got a lot of good stuff we're looking forward to there. Is the work you're talking about consent decree work with the water and the stormwater infrastructure where they sort of, the federal government mandated over 10 years we had to do that?
Now I'd refer that to Scott Potter on the detail. For Kirkpatrick Park, which again, the council's had a big hand in, if you recall, we have a portion of Casey that is public housing that the federal government has not yet given us title to. We anticipate those title transfers late September of this year before the fiscal year ends. So to jumpstart Casey, we had to build in gaps. One significant gap was Kirkpatrick. Tommy Lynch worked with us, Metro Parks agreed, you approved the transfer of the land. We've got a 221D4, a HUD-insured loan to do the construction. It's an expensive project. It's $27 million for 94 units, which if you look at me as a developer, you're going to go, you ought to get fired. But over $11 million of that is water deconfliction. As I understand it from them, they are mandated by the EPA to separate sanitary and storm run together now. Any new development has to be separated. So we were asking for help on that.
Sure. Okay. That makes sense. I was also going to ask.
I'll just say one thing.
Yeah, sure.
And we received money last year, so the request this year is a continuation of our request from last year. So we asked for $4.3 million this year. We received, I believe it was $4 million last year.
Great. It's good long-term infrastructure work anyway. The housing, affordable housing bonding stuff we're doing in the capital spending plan, that's not running through you, correct? Is that going just mayor's office?
We have no involvement with it. I don't know who's doing it, but it's not us.
Okay. That's what I was thinking. And then final question was just, are we planning to do more of these pilots? You know, I know we did one, at least really good one this past year. I know we only have a certain amount of money in there for pilots during the year, but are we planning to do more?
Well,
Thank you.
Pilot programs outside the budget to a degree. It's part of your sourcing. The unique situation in Tennessee, we're the only state in the union that taxes the federal subsidy under the low-income housing tax credit program. As a result of that, without the pilot as a developer, these are private developers. We don't get the value. MDHA receives no value from this. So for a private developer, he receives a tax credit of 4% or 9% of the construction value of that project over a 15-year period, and he syndicates that tax credit, which goes to somebody who pays taxes, and they give him a check. Usually it's in the order of $10 to $15 million. In other states, that's not taxed. In our state, we tax that value, and we ask in the pilot that that be forgiven so that they can be back to, you know, a level playing field along with everybody else. Whether we have more of those or not will be dependent on the private community and what developments they have, and if they are successful in applying first to THDA, then the Treasury, then the Federal Housing Administration, and then FHA, or after FHA HUD. So they come to you only at the end of about a 2-year gauntlet that they've worked out with the feds for underwriting. But I would hope we see more of them, frankly.
Yeah, absolutely. I think just want to encourage that and just say, you know, continue to be creative and get more affordable housing built. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councillady Hurt.
Thank you, Chair.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Harbison. So good to see you, and thank you for everything that you all do. I was wondering, do you all still have funding for facade loans for businesses?
I'll have to check. I believe we have residual funds from THDA for that. Can I take that for the record? We haven't issued any of those in quite some time. But I think we have. I get a financial brief once a month. I think there's a line item for that. There's not a lot of money there, but I think there is. But can I get back to you on that? So it'll probably be me or my chief finance officer. So
Absolutely.
So okay, facade loans, got it.
Okay, thanks.
Is that it? Oh, good. All right.
Thank you, Councillady. Councilman Rosenberg.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Hey, Mr. Harbison, good to see you. In the Metro Schools budget, there's a $6.7 million expense to MDHA. Can you tell me what that is, please?
Nope. I don't have any idea. What's it listed under?
other expenses,
I mean, we've had a long discussion on schools, you and I.
yes, yes.
And I mean, my communication director probably hit me, but on the school you're interested in, we believe we have a new market tax credit. We have 2 offers for new market tax credits, and we're not going to pay for that school. The entity that operates it's going to pay for it. So
This is not honestly about any particular school.
Okay.
It was just an item that was in
MDHA,
there.
I don't know. I'm sorry. Is this in the operating budget?
Yes.
I don't
I'm
know. I'll
looking
have to take
for
that
it.
for the record. I'm sorry. But maybe schools can help you.
Here, it's under other expenses. It says MDHA tax increment eligible properties. And it's actually $8.3 million. 7777.
I'm very sorry. I'm at sea here, and I have to refer to someone else. I just don't know.
I don't have it right in front of me, but I believe it's the school's portion of tax increment payments. As you know, all the tax increment payments get paid to MDHA under the TIF agreements that have been done,
Right.
and schools gets a portion of the property taxes, and so that would be the school's portion of the tax increment payments.
Any further question, Councilman? Okay. Councilman Glover.
Mr. Riebling, let's come back to this, please. Has this item been here in years past? Okay, and has anything changed? And have we taken any money from the schools? I mean, this is an ongoing process every year. It's in the budget every year, correct? Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. And then following up a little bit on Councilman Davis's question, Director, just for Envision Casey, I noticed the funding schedule is for FY 2018, $6 million in federal funds over the next several years, and then proposed GO bonds of varying amounts for the next several years. Are the federal funds in any way dependent on local funding?
Generally, no. So that is on. That is on the set aside that Tennessee Housing Development Agency has for RAD converting properties for low-income housing tax credits. That program requires no match.
That requires no match?
And we do apply, and we will apply for every grant we can. In that figure is an assumption that we will receive, like we have in the past, roughly $500,000, either a THDA grant or in a grant directly from HUD that does require a match.
Okay, thank you.
But in general, the majority of that fund, no.
And then in your projections, the metro amount for Envision KC over the next several years adds up to what sort of number?
Well, the last number we worked with Metro was on the Choice Neighborhood Implementation Grant, and the total figure for the 10-year one was $49 million. That's from the top of my head. I don't have that in front of me.
Okay,
But that's what should be in that budget, and we use the Choice Neighborhoods Implementation Grant work that we did as a team as those estimates.
Okay. Now, it's not in the CSP currently, this amount. So, like so much, it's on the CIB, in effect, wish list to be funded. But that would be your highest priority for funding the Envision Casey?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, seeing no one else in the queue, I want to thank Director Harbison. Wanted to thank Director Harbison for being here. Is this a question for the Director? Okay. For being here, our frequent guest. It's a pleasure always to have him. And again, thank you. And I appreciate the format of having everybody with a capital request making an appearance before the council here. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Councilman Glover, you had a comment?
Yes, Chair. While you're up here, I know you're getting ready to turn the chair over probably for education. Wanted to ask and confirm. We've obviously heard a number of requests. There are multiple things that various of us think we should try to fund and things we should work in the budget. Have you looked at the calendar, and can you give us an idea of when we can bring some of the departments back for additional questions after we've had the opportunity to kind of comb through the numbers and do some research, et cetera? Would you be able to put that out, do you think, in the next couple of days for us?
Yes, and I think Rosie also will have a email just to remind people while we have a moment before we switch over to Chairman Kendall and Education. Budget hearings this week, budget hearing on the liabilities report on May the 30th, a work session on June the 1st. If people would get their wish list requests in by May the 31st, we can tally that up and begin the process, and then CIB amendments by the first council meeting in June. If people would perfect those and send them in, that would be grateful. And then on June the 13th, we'll have that special called meeting on the CIB to pass the CIB as required by charter.
And so I guess excluding the CIB, because I know that's a completely different conversation, my question specifically is, though, on the operational budget, bringing some of the departments back in, as we've discussed publicly. Can you give us an idea of when that timetable might be?
I know Rosie's in the process of getting answers back from questions raised during these hearings, and then starting really May the 30th at any time during that week before the first council. I think we may create a special time to have people come back and answer specific questions, particularly that may have gone incompletely answered or not answered to our satisfaction.
Well, and I think also, I mean, from my standpoint, what I would like to do is just make sure I understand some of the numbers of what the requests are, the number of people, you know, and I appreciate the opportunity for us to actually look at this budget and hopefully do what we should be doing, and that's delve into it drastically and make sure we give a legitimate substitute budget.
Well, after the this week of hearings, then I think it's an open process until we get to June the 21st.
Okay, thank you, Chair.
Final reading. With that being said, we're going to ask Chairman Kendall to chair the Community Education and the Board of Education meeting, and I will